you out there, and good afternoon for all of you that are watching in the diaspora in your different respective areas and corners. First of all, I always would like to start with an apology, even though it's not our fault, but because we are not on time, it is our duty to owe you this apology. And yes, we are starting an hour late than scheduled because normally we should have been having Dr. Tata Emmanuel, who is somewhere in the continent of Asia, and the times out there are not corresponding. I think it's about 3 a.m. right there, and he's been having a lot of challenges in connecting. And the second apology I'll have to make is, as you can see on the flyer, we ought to have been having two beautiful queens sitting here with us. But as you can see in the studio, I have just one with me now because Grace Akon, who was supposedly to connect from the Sudan, is also having these technical challenges. We've been doing everything possible to bring them on the show. It's not possible. So we have this queen sitting here right in front of us, and it's a wonderful pleasure to have her here for the first time. Even though she signed in earlier this morning because she wanted to make a contribution, and a very important one, putting out her voices out there on behalf of women in Europe, African families in Europe as well, but particularly in the Netherlands. I think that's where we're going to be focusing a lot, because 2 days ago, as you already know here, before the last night's show, we had Grace Kay, also from Kenya, based in the Netherlands, and she was telling us very, very incredible situation out there with the Africans living out. And the topic was just like, there's no space, there's no place for an African in the Netherlands to run to. So there's no service like if you are facing some kind of challenges that you could actually refer to. And you all know what happened with that program as we started, isn't it? So yes, so following that program, this other queen, Fatuma saw and watched that program and said, yes, exactly. There are challenges that they're facing out there, but it's not just only out there, but what her heart is actually beating for is her country. And she comes from the Democratic Republic of Congo, which we all know the challenges out there. It's not even mentionable, because where do we want to start from? What kind of crises and challenges are going out in the Congo? All of us are aware of it. So tonight we're going to have this queen here share her incredible experience and story and her visions for that, what she dreams of. But remember, we are on the kick-off, which we already started, a couple of days before, on the big launch of the Pan-African daily TV website, AfroWorld.tv. And I want to thank all of you that have been participating, particularly those that have been joining the platform. It's so incredible. In just 2 days, we had more than 100 joining. I mean, plus the thousands that have already been on that platform. Of course, due to that, we also had a lot of feedback of followers, Africans, conscious Africans actually, that are having difficulties in signing onto the app for one reason or the other. And for that reason, I still hope, and I still have all the hope that we're going to have Dr. Tata Emmanuel here with this presentation, because he's not only just a pro member on the AfroWorld.tv for more than 8 months today, but he's also in the department of the IT specialist on AfroWorld.tv as a developer. So all the challenges that we've been facing out there in these 2 days, trying to log in, whether it's the password, whether it's the name not acting, or the app is not loading, or stuff like that. Dr. Tata is here tonight, or will be joining us later on to answer all these questions and actually to give you what is the situation out there. But of course, we've been following up that conversation with them. What are the challenges that they are facing out there also as developers? And actually, apparently, he told me everything looks very good from their own side, because they have this alarm set up on the AfroWorld.tv. In case somebody wants to join, it's just going to alarm to them, and they can already see the number of people that are joining on that platform and the challenges they are having. Of course, he did also listed some of the challenges that I could already outline to you, in the course of the communication, because we are on the big launch and we want to know what is happening on the AfroWorld TV. How are people that are already, or followers that are already profiting and benefiting and selling their products and publishing news on that on that platform? What is the traffic and what are the challenges and what are the opportunities and the advantages that they've been having on the AfroWorld TV since its creation? Yes, so these are all aspects of technical challenges and opportunities. Why? Because we've also had Soup Africa, which is also an app developer to serve the needs of African people worldwide. And barely a couple of weeks as he launched that app, we started hearing all this sort of feedbacks like, you know, it's not downloadable, we can have access to information. When I reached out also to the developer or the founder of that app, he also was launching these complaints like, you know, yes, that one was still in the pre-phase, but they also having this kind of technical challenges. So the question is, what is going on? Is it intentional that because we're building these platforms for us, that someone would just be, particularly if we don't have a satellite and we don't have our own database, we still have to collaborate or work with, you know, services like the Google, which we currently operating on, and other devices. So we don't know absolutely what is happening, that the Africans today are start building these platforms to connect themselves, to engage in the building and the development of their continent and themselves. And suddenly, each time an app is launched, they're always going to start facing this kind of technical challenges and feedbacks. What is going on? We want to find out from the developers in the background, what is the challenges that they're facing when they're launching of this app, but also to inform you about most of the mistakes that you are doing when creating an account, particularly for the first time users. And this is not the case only with the AfroWorld TV or other existing platforms. This is a general case. I know when I'm also loading in or creating an account for the first time, I also go through a lot of challenges. So it is a process in which we need to, it's a give and take. Like the users have to be so aware of what to do, and also the developers are watching out in case of failures or challenges. What are these 24/7 technical support that they offer in terms of this? But remember, this is a journey of a baby step, but it's a long-term sustainable journey. So if you try once and it didn't happen, please, you keep on trying, because most often from what we have noticed concerning the AfroWorld TV, particularly those connecting from the continent, most of the problems, so I can say 99% of what we realized or the developers realized as a problem was, you know, the incorrect use of, you know, telephone numbers. For instance, most of the telephone numbers will start with a +49 or a +234 with the area code, but most people that are creating these accounts will just go directly and start with a 0 on there. And those are some of the challenges that they were facing out there. And secondly, even the name, the way we put the name, the emails, okay? And thirdly, for Google to verify if actually that account belongs to you, they send you an instant SMS. And so if you're giving a telephone number that you're not sitting on it, and in the next second, you are not responding to the code of verification, so you are knocked out. The fourth challenge that I was informed and well informed about is the network. By the time they send the SMS, network mostly is out of use. So in that case, it is not a problem from AfroWorld TV or the developers. It is just the moment, the situation that we're going through, particularly with digital platforms currently. Yeah, in the case of Corona, lockdown and all systems are operating on digital space, and it is not easy to have control or access to them. Anyway, I think that has been the introduction before we get into the conversation of today. And we would be taking your questions as well, you know, in the course of the conversation while we are waiting on Dr. Tata. Let's start with our first guest for today, Fatuma, all the way from the Netherlands, but born and raised in the Congo, and is out there. We want to find out what her story is all about and why she thinks it is very necessary at this time and point for Africans to have a common platform where we can reach out and solve individual problems, but also to build the Africa that we want. Good evening to you, my lady, Queen Fatuma. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Dr. Tata, and good evening to everybody who are watching. And I think something Dr. Tata forget to tell that I don't speak good English. I will try my best, and anyway, I'll blog. I'll speak in French or in Swahili. And
Oh, okay.
the way,
I'm so sorry. It wasn't even upon me to say you don't speak English because your English is so incredible. And on the Pan African Daily TV, we don't apologize for not speaking foreign languages because to us here, English that we're using particularly is a foreign language. French is also a foreign language. So Swahili, that would be wonderful if we would understand that. But I want to remind the viewers and the listeners, we're going to be doing a kind of a mix, kind of a mix in English, French, yeah, a bilingual conversation today with our guest right there. So she has the right to feel free in the language which she can express herself. But the main language, because of our viewers, is the English that you're already speaking so correctly. So over to you, Fatuma.
yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Tata. And can I call you Sister Susan? That's for my easy.
Just go ahead. You can call me Amy. You can call me Efwa. That's even my AKA name. Whatever you
Okay.
choose to call me,
Yeah,
sister, you're
Susan
welcome.
is
Yes.
more easier for me because we have many Susan in Congo. That is more nearby. Okay,
Okay.
just say what you just say. I live in Holland. I'm a family coach. Um, yeah, what you just said, that there's many challenges out here for us as a Black community in a foreign language country, and we don't speak the language. Yeah, Dutch is not a language that we in Africa we speak. Meaning, the time you arrive here, it's big challenge to find yourself in this society where the language is your first challenge. And secondly, if you see the country like Holland, slowly Black people start to find their way in this part of the world. Um,
Mhm.
I was so happy to see we have this channel, this Pan African Daily TV, where I can meet my Africans brothers and sisters to hear the story about Africa. But here in Holland, I never see any kind of channel that we African people we can talk about our history, where we can talk about who we are, about our cultures. It's little bit like we don't exist. Maybe it's that too heavy, but it's like we are here, but we are not really here because it can be also it's 50-50 can be the part of our own responsibility as Black people to try to build something to present ourselves in that this society that to say we exist here because we work, I pay the bills, I pay everything that I have to pay in this country. It's also right that we can put our print in this part of the world, and that's really important for
Mhm.
us as Black people here. And what has that Dr. Susan just said now about our sister who live here in Holland? I watched that program, and it showed us many challenges that Black people go through here because I work with refugees. Um, it's how can I make it so easy to understand is that the time we arrive here as a refugees, the first challenge is the language. The second, that's what did you come to do here?
Mhm.
Uh, is this your place? Can you find your place here? The time you work so hard to make sure that you find your place, you have all time that idea of yeah, Black work in office. That is not possible, That's I have someone was so I was driving and I come out of my car and someone asked me, is that your car? I was like, which kind of because I'm Black or so? Did you work in office? Kind of stupid question that you say now. Be normal. I'm a human being, I'm an African. That I say it's maybe time that we as an African to make sure that we can also present ourselves here. I'm an African, I go to school like you, I can work same way like you, and I have rights, I have the human right like everybody under the sun. That's I think this part of the world in Holland we really miss it because if I compare Holland and Belgium, we Black people here in Holland we are really behind. I can say like that.
Okay. it is like a phenomenal a situation everywhere. I mean, it's do you think that sometimes when you ask, they ask in terms of just being inquisitive, or they actually particularly would ask you, is that your car? Like, I want to think like your car is a big brand, and they're like,
No, it's not
oh,
even
I
big.
love your car. No.
But I think it's just that idea of a black is someone who have to work on they call it a school market, like you have to clean and this kind of the job that you can do. Um, the time you speak, you go with your colleagues to talk. If you want to disgrace, you can just say, I don't understand you. What do you mean? You know, something like that. To try to make you to feel so low. And because the
Mhm.
image of black, the image of African here, maybe it's where I live because I'm not living big in Amsterdam. But that image of black to be developed to work in office to have car is good, but not which kind of car do you have and things like that. Where you ask yourself, okay, what do you think? What do you think? You think that's because I'm black, I don't have that kind of right or so? It's I think it's a big challenge because nobody, we Africa, we don't have loud voice here in this part of the world. Uh, we are
Mhm.
so quiet. We have to do something. Maybe it's better that the Pan African Daily TV come also here where they can hear about us, they can see, they can understand who are Africa. How do we live? How do you think? What what is our capacity? How capable are we to do things and to live with other people and to be respect because we don't force ourselves to be accepted, but to be respect as the way we respect other people. You know, that's yeah, that's we really
Mhm.
miss it here. And if you see the story of that sister, because if you we don't have that of a lawyer who is here for African people. If you see like in England, sometimes here, okay, there's lawyers who stand for black people. I never heard that because I can remember one time, the time I was working with refugees, there's also one woman with two kids. She got through, she come to our office because her husband was really maltreating her. She was having two kids, but it's not the same lady. She was also from Kenya, and her husband really maltreated her. And she comes to our office to say, "Now, can I have a help?" And they say, "Yeah, you are not in a refugee. You come here as a married woman, meaning we can't help you." And that is the end of her story. She don't speak the language good. And the time that's the end of her story, she don't speak the language good. Who is going to help her? There's any African, Afro descendants office here of a lawyer's office that you can really help her? No. And after some years, I met her. I said, "How are you? How's about your kids?" No, no, I lost my kids. But the time she said I lost
Oh,
my kids, meaning someone else take my husband stay with the kids, and
sure.
I don't have kids anymore. Because yeah, the time we know we Africa women, the time we are upset, like yeah, anytime you're so upset, you can talk with your that power that we African people have. It can be directly translate like you are aggressive, you're not a good mom,
Mhm.
this and that. And that she really lost her kids. And the time I heard that was for me like kind of, oh God, what is going on? You know? And then I feel so bad now. I'm talking about it. I'd never really take her contact because since we was not able to help her in our office, then I was not having right to ask her contact. And the time we met in that party, after the party, I thought to talk to her later, but yeah, the thing doesn't go like that. This is the story of many African people who live here, and there's also some people who are just a black family with their own kids. You know, our kids they can be so they say drug, they hyperactive, and that's also say you are not able to educate your child, of you don't do your thing so good, and who is going to defend you? As a family coach, the time I go to a the time I go to black families, most of the time I try to let them understand that listen, I know we Africa we have that power, energy to talk, but some people here they don't understand the time you get that your energy, your Africa energy to talk, it be translated direct like you are aggressive, and then you're going to lose your kids, or they're going to force your child to that hyperactive medications because they think that yeah you are not okay. And who is going to
Mm-hmm.
rise up to talk to this community here, also Netherlands community, to understand, listen, that is the way we live. We are not aggressive. This is the way we talk. That's the way we are. You can't, you don't have to change us to be someone else that we are not. But don't treat us like people who, how to say it, don't treat us like we don't have rights to defend ourselves. Of Don't treat us like how can I say it? We don't have permission to be upset, because the time a black someone gets upset, it's crazy. So they think that you directly are crazy. But in place that you are trying, you don't speak the language. You have to understand one thing. If someone don't cannot good, he cannot communicate good. The only thing that he have is his physical way of communication, and that is what most of we black people we go through here. The time you want to use your physical to communicate to make your point that I don't want it, or it's not possible. I don't mean like that, and you use your body automatic. It's really treated like you are not okay. You are not normal. And yeah, if it's police or something like that, that is a challenge that we African Afro descendants we go through here, and that is it will be really nice if we here also we can rise up to let the world understand that I'm an African and I'll remain African. I have that energy in me. I have that power in me to talk the way I want to talk, and don't treat me like I'm crazy, or don't treat me like I'm stupid. Don't treat me like, yeah, any name you can give me.
Wow. You as a family coach, what are some of the challenges that you encounter in families and the community in general? What are some of the issues that come up to your attention?
Um, the challenges that I have, first of all, is the language, and I think the color also. Why I say the language, the color, because the time you come, I speak French, and the people who speak French understand that you speak most of the time in your nose, and in your nose. And in Netherlands, the language that you speak so loud, you have to open really your mouth. For me, it's a process that you have to learn how to speak it so good that people can understand you. And that challenge is what was the beginning. But the big challenge is that the time you sit with your colleagues, I'm only black in my office. And the time you sit with your colleagues, no matter which kind of idea you give, first of all, they have to put a kind of mark, like, yeah, what do you know? You know? And the time they go to in practice, they try it and it work, they will not come back to you to say, oh, your idea was nice. They'll be like, yeah, what
Mhm.
that's so special. And then if the same idea someone else will bring it in your office, oh yeah, that was a really nice idea. You sit there, you're like, please do do try to be normal. That idea I just give 2 days ago, but you do like was not so important, was not so interesting. But now someone else, because the white color, I'm not racist, but because I'm married to white. But that's a big challenge that most of we black people go through. The time we go to work, that white community, uh, they treat you like you are someone that they can only ask questions. How poor is Africa? How suffering is Africa? How difficult is in Africa? But anything that's of any kind of idea that you bring with your colleagues, it's it's be seen like you don't have to say it. We accept it, we use it, but we're not sure that we are grateful for that idea, and that can be really
Mhm.
traumatized because uh, you are still like you don't never bring something new in your workplace. And so of sometimes you sit to your colleagues to talk, the only thing they ask you about your history, and the time you want to ask something about them, they don't have time, they can be busy with something else. And most of the time I don't really prefer to work so on office, because yeah, if you sit in an office, you sit alone, you sit maybe with 4 people, but 3 people be speaking, you are alone there. Yeah, what they need to be in an office, you know, that thing like that. And yeah, that's kind of, yeah, BF in distance. That's really break heart, and it's really painful for we as black people here. And that's a big challenges. And that sometimes many people say, "Ah, why I have to work so hard? Why I have to go through many years in school? And the time I'll finish, I'll be going through many stress and so on." And And if you see in country like Holland, I think 2018, Holland getting what is Buta? Fun, Amand. That
Mhm.
because they noticed that anytime black people got a passport nationality, they left directly Holland. They go to off in England, off in Belgium, you know, off in Canada, off in America. And the question was, what is making those black people to fly away? You know, that's the question. What is making them to fly away? Those days I was working with refugees. I was like, yeah, I was really curious to know what is making all black people to live here because you stay many years, you try the language before you come. After 10 years, almost 10 years before you get your passport, I mean, you hope that someone always make his roots, build his roots in this community, that he don't have to leave it behind. And but in reality is that the time you sit really, those days I was just new, I start my work, I really don't understand the system good. Later I understand what was making those people to leave. Because every day if you be frustrated on your office, the frustration, it kill you more harder, more faster than any kind of problem that you have in Africa. And that many people prefer, let me go somewhere where maybe I can find my place, where people can accept me for who I am, and I can do my work and be valued in that work. And because if you work 8 hours a day and work 5 days, meaning your work is almost your family, is that's your home. And that if you cannot find that as your home place, it becomes really frustrating. You don't have nothing there unless remain in your life, you know. That's I think that's a big challenge that many black people prefer to live here and with higher diplomas to go somewhere else to start a new life. And yeah, that is also my challenge. Sometimes I say, okay, now for how long I have to continue this? To sit in office. Yeah, we have to say thanks Corona that everybody have to sit at home. Now, if you sit at home, not with the reason that in my office with colleagues, I be still like a lower, but because all of us we have to sit at home. But it remain a challenge. Let me say like that.
Okay. Um, if that is the experience that you know, that's the reality, being out here in the diaspora. Now, what do you think the people on the continent have as an impression of the community or the West and their standards and even their services, even their healthcare? What you're seeing now the difference because you're here and now you begin to see the kind of values that the continent offers. Now, but the people, your family, your mother or something, have you ever had that experience where now you know the reality and you just want to like, oh, we have to work to be like on community stuff, but they still like, oh, we just admire and want to be where you are.
That's why I think they say far from home is all the time beautiful. Anything that you don't know is beautiful, is special, and you have to understand why I think Europe really work hard to present themselves outside there. Like, yeah, it's a perfect place to be, you know, and it seduces almost everyone, most of people in Africa. And if you talk like in Congo, now we have war. If you talk about Europe, it's already paradise. We come here, it's in paradise. And by the time you try to tell your people back home, you say, like, listen, understand peace is really important. You have to understand one thing. A peaceful place is really important for all of us. But how can we build our community where we are? At the time I was back home, yeah, like all youth, you say, yeah, I'm young and I really I want to forward my study. I want to make a better future for myself, for my families. And so uh, you think outside there is better. But now I sit here, believe me, every time I sit, my friend know that all the time I say, I have to go back home because I realize how much at home I have many things to do. And that's really, really many things to do in Africa. There's many things that we have to restart and to rebuild again in Africa. There's many opportunities in Africa that we Africa kids we don't see. We Africa we don't see because I think we are so distracted with the media that Europe is still putting in front of our eyes. That yeah, you people are less than us, meaning you really have to work harder. in place that we have to make better what we have. You know, there's to work hard for something that you can never achieve is different than to work better to make better what you have. That is really something we have. I, as a child who grown up in Africa and here, I stay here almost 10 years, and I tell all my family, listen, here is not in paradise. We have peace, we have electricity. Believe me, you realize that even with this electricity, you are not happy. You prefer to stay in your little house with a peace mind. You eat your food with your peace mind than to stay somewhere else where you feel like I'm not yet accepted here. Because every day for all of us, we black descendants, anywhere we are in the world, we are not accepted. We try our best, we work so hard. If you see how many times a black child have to work hard on school to prove that he's capable to do something, is not sometimes the half of what a white child have to do at school. Meaning all that is the cost of to build our own community. We're supposed to use that energies to build our own better Africa, to build a future for Africa, and that to continue to kill ourselves here, to stress ourselves every day, and the place where they will never accept us. You know, um, by seeing as Africa, as a Congolese lady, I say at least it's true, Congo we have war, but how can we use uh, another way to make peace? Because in the process of this war, there's many hatreds, there's many confusions, there's many things already built there that we need to restart again to create a space of love, understanding, and to see the opportunities that are there already at home. Because the time we are making war, our enemies are building under our wall. Because if it's true that Congo we have war, we cannot do nothing, we will never see all those big companies I think in Congo. Many big companies building every day in Congo. When we Congolese kids were fly away, we are leaving our place because yeah, there's no peace. You can't do nothing here. So that we have to change that mentality to say that we can't fly again away. We can build, we can work hard to make sure here it will be possible. And that's what I'll call all my brothers and sisters back home. Listen, in little one you have, the thing that you can do it better with all your hearts, all your courages. Don't want to compare yourself with someone else. Yeah, you see in Europe they're like this. No, that is a TV, that is a Facebook. We make a beautiful photos, maybe to console you to not to not understand that we are suffering here. But the reality is here is more tougher than if you can build something back home there. That is what I can tell people, my brothers, my sisters back home. And the one who are here, learn something. That's what King Mabongo say all the time. Learn something. Go back with that experience back home to train your people. We don't have to change our people the way they live, but we have to add something, and we can take something from them, so that we can build together a better Africa, so that we can build a better future for Africa. Because we have that mentality. Then you leave from a diaspora, you go back home, you want to change everything. Hey, your house is not beautiful. The way you sit now is not civilized. The way you eat is not civilized. Hey, nonsense, please. This is the way I live. If you have a new idea, you can add your idea. Don't remove your idea. That kind of complexity is making a space for all our colonizer to continue to make us to see that we don't have nothing, we are not capable of nothing. But that is not true, Sister Tata. That is really not true. Because we are capable of many things. But we just, our minds, there we have to change something. Is there we really have to work hard on it. The time you for this show today, the point that make me, I can say, I know Africa will have many problems, but the thing that really touched me so hard anytime I hear about the return of in Africa to build a new Africa, and I say, how are we going to build it? How are we going to start it? And that was also your calling in the end 2020 and 21 that night. What is the new idea to build the future of Africa? I know all of us want to have a beautiful roads. All of us want to have electricity. We have to have water. We have to have peace in Africa and everything. But anytime I think about that, I say we have to have health. We have to have food. Because a hunger man, you can do everything to that person. I see in Congo, A policeman is there with his guns, with everything. But to see that he's so hungry, he don't have a good salary, he don't have a good food. Believe me, he have kids who don't have medication. If someone just pay him €100, $100, go kill that village, he cannot say no because he's hungry. If someone is sick, you can do everything with his life. You have total control about his life. I mean, the time we talk about the dream of building the Africa dream, is really, for me, that is my point of view. Can we do something about our health, about what we eat? Because if we see colonizers that don't sleep and slumber, the time we Africa will say, well, now we are going to rise up. No. The time we talk about to rise up, them also are rising up with the new ideas. If they understand that slowly we are tired with guns, they will use something else to destroy us. How ready is me and you? How ready is all of us Africa to that new challenge that Africa is going to go through? The new way of finish with African people. How ready are we with that? And that's, we need to have a good health system. We need to have an control of our food and our health. And we really have to go back to our roots to really believe of who we are, to really believe of what we are capable of, than to continue to dream one day to have the shine of Africa. Anytime I hear that, I say, I don't need to be in shine of Africa. If I want to go to China, I'll go to China. I don't need a China in Africa. I want to be in Africa where I'm proud to be in Africa, in my Africa. I don't need the China of Africa, because anytime we talk about the China of Africa, the Africa in this, no, we have to make our Africa, not a China in Africa. No, that is not how I see Africa, and that is not the dream that I think we youth of Africa we want to see tomorrow. That we have a China in Africa. No, we want to have our Africa in our Africa. Finish. Point. And that it needs a healthy people. Healthy people, like today I was watching in Facebook, you see UNICEF, they were sending a vaccine in Africa. I think that's also a panic now in internet that it was a vaccination, forcing vaccination in Congo at school. I said, okay, we want to build in Africa, but we all are dying in Africa. We all are being injected with medication that nobody in our government ever make an effort to say, let me take that package, let me control what is going on. A medication that I'm going to put on my population. Which kind of paracetamol they really sell in our markets? Because we can do everything as long as we are not healthy, as long as the food that we eat is destroying us, it's killing us. We'll continue to dream because our enemy will rise up and will use everything. If we talk about everything, is everything they are ready to do everything to make sure that Africa continue to stay in their nail, to continue to beg. But for we Africa child to say that we cannot beg anymore, let us take total control of our health, total control of our food, so that we can have a good health, we can have a good energy to go to fight our enemies. You know, that is really what I have two things in my life that I really wish for Africans, that we to understand our values, and we to respect that, and to make it more to represent it so good in the world, so that the world can understand what is that Africa has. Is not only music, because the time we talk about Africa, many people talk about music, but what do we have except music? What do we have except dance? You know, anytime you ask about Congo, music. Oh, Congolese people can dance. Yeah, true. I can really dance. I like dancing. That is, I'm really crazy about. If you make music now, I'll dance. But I have many things behind that than only music. I see Congolese women. I see African women. We have many things than what the world think about us. You know, the whole world say that African women they're down, they're this, that this. That is not true. We African people were not underdeveloped. African women are not underdeveloped. If I ask everybody who's watching this program today, how many are going to write their hand that their moms, that they want to write them up? That they see the big example of a entrepreneur to their moms. I think most of all we're going to say, yes, me, because our parents, our mom, they're hard worker. Our mom, they are really good planner. They are good manager. They will manage 10 euro in 1 month. They will manage so good. Meaning we have something in Africa than what the world is trying to show us that we don't have. The time I say in the diaspora, I realized how many things we have in Africa that we never realize because we are continuing to watch things from far. You know, you can't see what is in your nose. Under your nose, you can't see it. But anytime you focus only the thing that is higher, you cannot enjoy the things in front of you. That is what is happening in Africa. And today, the internet is good. It's a really nice thing. But at the same time, it's the thing that is destroying us because we are continuing to focus on things that is far. We think there is better. We forget the thing that we have in front of us. What can we do? The time of what we talk about medication, we talk about our health, we talk about our food. There is a problem. Our food is not sweet. Our food is smell. Our food is this. But any food that come in a package is a good food. It's a civilized food. Please look at things that you have in your grounds. If your food they tell is not sweet, why the person have to pay his ticket to come into your country to buy the same food that is smell? We have to rise up. They'll tell that your grandma medication, if they don't call it socially, they don't call it la sorcellerie, they will say that is indigene, and if it's not indigene, is that. But the same medication that are suicide, there's many millions euros go through the world to go to buy those things that we say that is witchcraft, we call this, we call that, because we don't understand, we don't want to learn about it, we don't want to search to know better about it, because we believe if the paracetamol come from India, if the paracetamol come from China, if the paracetamol come from there is better. No, we don't need it. Let us take total control of our health. Let us take total control of our food. That's what yesterday in the program of Dr. King Maponga about the dream of our sister, that they say there's many foods that we have present here. It's true. Because we Africa, we prefer they have to finish the make for us. We just enjoy to eat. And everything that we work hard for, we don't value because for my neighbors better. What I did is not so good because it's not yet in a package. They don't package so good. You don't go to supermarkets. Me, I enjoy to work in the markets in Africa. Believe me, I enjoy. Anyway, my mom bring me up. She was a market seller, and it was a really nice moment of my life. In a market we live, that is where we are. We can make it better, but we don't have to change it to be someone else. It's destroying our own health. The time we have to put a food in process to keep it in storage for many years, is already in detriment of our own health. It's already part of our health that we are going to put in that process. Now I want it to have to come in a package. All that medication, don't talk about it. Oh, I don't know in your country, Sister Susan, but in my country, the time you talk about our grandma medication, who know that if it's not a witchcraft? Now, who know the one who sent the medication if he also is not a witchcraft? Kind of thing that's really, it's like, I get upset. I say, wake up. It's the same medication, they put the machine, they put many chlorine inside, they send to you, you eat, you drink, and you get sick and you die and say, no, that is better. No, stop. Africa, rise up. Do something with what you have. We can build our Africa. This is a call for all of us. I'm happy now we have that free trade area where all Africa can move everywhere in the world. Let us teach ourselves what we know. Maybe Congolese, they know about Pondu, how can use cassava leaf as a medication for blood. If you have blood problem, women who just give birth now, they can ask you to drink it so much. That is good. If in Cameroon you have something, teach us. Let us learn. Let us come together. Here we are sitting. There's no Congolese. There's no Ghanaian. All of us, we are African with one goal. We want to build the Africa. We don't need to build. So to say, we don't want to build the Africa like a China. We want to build Africa as Africa. If I go to Cameroon, I want to find that traditional Cameroonian things. Yokaba, I want like that. I don't want you, Sister Susan, to make for me kaba like a Chinese kaba. No, I wanted the kaba the way you wear it like that. That's what I want, you know. The time I go to Nigeria, I put the tie in my head as an African woman. I find myself so beautiful in my eta. I don't want a Chinese man. No, I want my Africa eta. You know, the time you come to Congo, wear your rapper, two rappers. That is it. The time I go to South Africa, I see that Zulu dance. I enjoy it. Anytime you put it, you see me, I rise up, I dance. That's the Africa that's what but we want it to help people. We want it to people who have a good energy because we have energy. Energy with good food, not poison food. We don't want it and we have to rise up. Africa brothers, Africa sisters, all of us we are fighting for one thing. All of us we are fighting for the future of Africa. We are not fighting for the future of our future, but the future generation is coming. The way Maponde said, we are talking about 400-year agenda. That's what we are fighting for. We don't have to copy nobody. Let us believe the thing that we have already at home. Our medication, they are not juju. They are not voodoo. No. It's the same medication, my brother. They sell it here. Sister Susan in Deutschland, the time you go to those biologic shop, they call it a medication shop. How much do you buy that little leaf? I don't know which kind of. Let me give you an example. If you say biologic ginger, how much do you buy it? Tell the people. 100 gram, how much do you buy it?
Oh, sister, it's crazy. I don't even want to. And the worst thing, don't try to
You
convert
buy
it
it
to your
almost 10
currency.
euro. That's 100 gram, 10 euro, 20 euro, because it's biological. The time you go at home, you say, I want, they'll say, you want the traditional one? Hey, Africa, please let us rise up. It's not traditional, it's our ginger. It's the true ginger. Oh, you like those the traditional foods. Hey, is that traditional foods? That is the history of Africa. That is we Africa. We can say all Africa, we always lose our languages because in many cities kids don't speak anymore their grandparents' language. We say that is a traditional language. That's a village language. You are not in village here. We always lose that value. Our color, yeah. In Congo, we like to bleach ourselves because to be black is not so good. But anyway, we are still black. We bleach, we always lose that part of our body, our names. If you give your child a name, because before the time we used to give name, we give name depend of the situation. But today, yeah, I'm a Christian, but most of the time they tell you, yeah, no, that is the name of a grandparent, is a bad luck. Or if that is voodoo, is that nonsense. Please, we always lose our identity. Can we continue to lose also our foods? Can we continue to lose of our health? Because that's the two things that will remain with it. Because guns, we don't have gun company in Congo, but we are dying with guns. But let us try to see if we can still keep ourselves healthy inside that bush with our African foods, with our African medication. Because there's many. Sister Susan, I don't know in Cameroon, but I know I watch many programs about bad food, bad medication in African markets. All our true foods go out of Africa. All our true medication, they go out of Africa. And they will preach to us that it's not a good food. It's indigenous foods. It's not a good medication. It's indigenous. No. Rise of Africa. It's me, you, all of us. We are going to build the Africa, the future Africa that we will give to our kids. That will our kids, our grandkids are going to enjoy about it. The people before us, they fought so hard. If you read about Africa history, they fought so hard. Some of them they have to lose their life to make sure me and you today we can sit, talk about this or to even have big mouth because them they fight. What are we going to give our kids? Because now with this internet, it's like we place to build our Africa. We are trying to copy something in our Africa. Please, Africa people, rise up. My Congolese brother and sister, let us rise up to build the future Congo that everybody will be proud because I know we are Congolese, we are really welcome people. Our doors always open. And we love to laugh, dance, eat, enjoy life, and let us build that Congo that anyone who go to Congo say that this is the Congo. This is the time I'm in Congo, I'm really in Congo. The time I go to Cameroon, I'm in Cameroon. The time I go to Nigeria, I'm in Nigeria. I come to Ghana, I'm in Ghana, where we have the way we welcome people. We have the way we live. We have the way we enjoy life. And we have the way we cure our sickness. Because with this COVID, ha, with this COVID, you realize that how much we African people, we just really take our own. Some people wake up. I noticed that some people really wake up to realize, oh, our tradition, that's voodoo tradition medication. The truth is that that's the real solution for COVID. But some are still sleeping, slumber. To say, nay, yeah, if some people cannot say that, the pastor said that is witchcraft, of that person say it's like that, of the doctor say, no, that's the most worse. The doctor say that is dangerous for your health because they didn't control it. If you ask the same doctor, Sister Susan, ask him who controlled the paracetamol you're giving me, he don't know. There's no office in Congo that can tell you the time the paracetamol go inside Congo, of malaria tablets go inside the Congo. It can show you that this is a certificate where we control, we see everything go inside your body. Nobody will show you. But they're the same people. We are the same people are going to say the time you use the traditional medication is bad for your health. It's better I die with something that I know than to die with something that I don't know. Or the one I'm thinking is here so easy or crazy. I have to die with something that I don't know than to die the thing that I know. What I say is that the one I know many people on this platform, let us come together with our different knowledges. Someone like me, I really like to learn about the plants. I really like to want to learn about the traditional medication in our food, because many of our African food, if you go reading the roots, you realize that our parents, our grandparents, they were choosing foods depending on the weather. They were choosing the food depending on our body, what our body needs. If a woman just give birth, you have this in your place. My girlfriend make for me all the time that food if I give birth. That's do like this, it dry like this, not okra. Yeah, anyway, from Cameroon. You see, they was choosing their food depend of the situation that we have. If I just give birth, I have special food. If I'm sick, I have malaria, grippe, they have special food. But today with this modern way of China in Africa, the future China, wherever that we are trying to make in Africa, it makes us, we don't believe in that anymore. And the time if you see goods, health, it starts here in your mind. They can give you any kind of medication, any kind of treatment, as long as that your mind is not agree with that, it will be the same problem. You continue to take that medication for thousands of years, you will never get better. And that is what our enemy use also by telling us that indigenous medication is not helping because it's not good. And automatically, you can use it how many liters, it will never help you because the already tell is not good. Your mind is already prepared that it is not going to help you. You know, that is really the big challenge that we Africa having now. Because our enemy will not continue to use guns for long. Not if they was able to continue to use the guns for long, now they are going to continue that to send those COVID vaccine. But because it's come a moment that the guns will going to stop in Africa, they have to use something else. And that is our food and that is our health. That's the two things that are going to use it. And the time someone already touched your pot of food, your pot of fufu, he already touched your life now. If that someone already touch your medication, you're not alive anymore. Don't blah blah that I'm alive. No, we can talk about to build Africa. As long as we're not healthy, someone else is going to sit in that Africa. We will be all of us. Our graveyard will be a good place to plant some green people eat. Rise up, Africa. Rise up. Think about what is important. We all who are here, share our ideas. Let us. I'm so happy, Sister Susan said, talk, just believe yourself. I say, I'm someone so shy. I'm not really shy, but I don't take that courage to talk in front of people. But you see, as a woman, as an African lady, I know that we African women, we are capable to build in Africa because African women have power. The time we talk about Africa, African women have power to build the future. And we women, all women who are here, rise up, come. Give your ideas. It can be in food, it can be in drink, it can be in medication, it can be in dance, it can be with everything that you have. Come share with us your ideas so that we can see what can we build to make sure that the future Africa that we are planning to build, it will be a really a strong Africa. You can't hear Sister Susan. No, I can't hear you.
Fatuma?
Yeah, now.
All right. Okay. Yeah. It's awesome. I've listened to that, and the audience has been following you, and that has always been one of the major concerns that we think that a lot of mothers, women, ladies, queens out there who actually are the birth mothers or
Mhm.
women of Africa have been so silent for long.
Yeah,
And but we know that every woman has a story. Every woman is a mother. Every woman feels differently the need for us to actually create the Africa that works for us and to nurture and to, like rebirth, giving birth again to another child that is called the Africa that we want. So thank you so much, very much, Queen. And your courage, your message, your word, your spirit, and even you just coming spontaneously calling and like, oh, I have a vision, I have a story to share. And I was like, are you ready? He said, yes, I'm ready even now. And today we are having you on the show. That is the speed with which we African women, African people are ready, so ready now to take over the Africa or to build our continent and stop complaining and stop, taking excuses. So it's really a wonderful pleasure. I want to give you the last chance to, the last word. Sorry, not the last chance because you're always
oh,
going to be
last
here.
chance.
But I just want to give you the last word because Dr. Tata is already in the lobby, as you can already see, to our audience. And we're grateful that he's here because he's going to be sharing a lot of information about us, like we said, concerning the Afro World TV launching today, but also what has he been doing around the continent of late. We know that he was putting up a great plant out there and an initiative from the Afro Brains, which we all know, and it also has to do with food, organic food, and our health. So everything is just working on that same level or that same. Now, Queen, one last thing. What do you have as an initiative that you want to put on? You already said you want to invest or you want to focus in herbal, traditional African medicines and health and food, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, what is it that we'll be expecting to hear from you when you come back on the Pan African Daily TV? What will you be giving us as solutions that you've prepared?
I think that in future, not in future, is that a thing that I'm busy to do so for a long time now. Uh, I think it's to share what success, what the results of the thing that's did we apply the African traditional medication to heal our disease and through our
Mhm.
food, we have a healthy life. Um, and I hope in the future also to have contact with different peoples who have knowledge about what I'm searching because I'm still searching. And I hope to meet people who have more knowledge about it so that we can share ideas and we can learn from each other and we can create something solid that the Africa child can profit from it. We can be here in diaspora, also off in Africa, surplus, not the surplus in anglais, in the continent, that I hope that we'll be able to build, that is really the fight that I have, that we can build something with what we have already in Africa and to look something outside of Africa. That is, and to have many people that we can talk with and that we can share idea and exchange idea and knowledge that they have. Because in Congo we don't have everything. We need also the ideas from Cameroon, from everywhere around the Africa, so that we can build something solid for the future generation. And
All right.
anytime
Yeah,
you hear also you see it again here.
of course, yes, we everyone was already expecting, like we said, it's gonna be a bilingual show. And I know a lot of your followers and even Congolese are watching. Most of them actually do not speak English or don't understand because of the colonial language that they've been out there, which is typically French. As we all know, the Democratic Republic of Congo is partly, not really partly, they speak Lingala, Swahili, but mostly the foreign language, which is French. So do you want to say a last word to your audience, French listeners that are watching you? Qu'est-ce que vous allez les dire? Parce qu'ils sont là en train de vous suivre depuis le Congo, depuis le Cameroun et depuis aussi le Côte d'Ivoire. On a beaucoup de spectateurs ici qui ne parlent pas anglais parfaitement, mais peut-être vous pouvez dire quelque chose, juste une petite truc pour les saluer et pour les dire bonne soirée.
Bonsoir, bonsoir à tout le monde. Je suis contente que vous êtes là. Il y a le membre de ma famille qui me suit aujourd'hui et je suis contente que vous êtes là. Ce que je vais partager avec vous, c'est que je sais que chez nous, les francophones, je peux dire comme ça, nous les francophones, on manque beaucoup des opportunités que le monde anglophone offre. Quand je regarde ces programmes, il y a beaucoup de choses que j'apprends chaque jour qui est dans mon coin francophone, je manque. Et je vous supplie ou bien je vous conseille, je vous invite de venir de temps en temps passer le temps ici, regardez, apprenez. Et je sais que l'anglais n'est pas si compliqué que le français. Apprenez parce qu'il y a beaucoup de choses à apprendre. Comme Dr. Tata, je parle en anglais, que c'est toujours, le programme c'est toujours en anglais et on espère vraiment dans l'avenir qu'on aura les programmes en français ou bien mélange français-anglais pour que et vous, en tant que francophone, vous pouvez profiter aussi de ces programmes parce qu'il y a beaucoup de choses à partager, à apprendre et oui, à se dire que ça c'est un peu, je dis, c'est un peu familial là où on partage des idées et il n'y a personne qui est mieux que l'autre et on apprend. C'est ça. Encore bon.
Oui, mais moi, je vous rassure parce que on ne peut que faire ça à deux. Si vous êtes prêt de dire, OK, on peut faire souvent une show bilingue, une fois par semaine, et que vous êtes là pour notre frère et sœurs francophonie qui ne peuvent pas parler anglais ou bien qui n'arrivent pas à suivre ces discussions, mais qui ont aussi beaucoup à ouvrir. Parce que quand je vois les pays francophonie, ça, c'est les pays même qui sont en détruit. Oui, oui, qu'ils ont beaucoup de choses à offrir, mais à cause de la langue. Et on ne doit pas être honte à cause de la langue parce que nous, notre langue maternelle, c'est pas l'anglais, c'est pas le français.
Non.
N'est-ce pas?
Non.
OK.
C'est une bonne proposition et on verra ça à l'avenir avec toi.
OK.
OK.
Bon.
Bonne soirée et merci pour l'occasion de partager avec les autres et bonne soirée à tout le monde.
Merci aussi. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome. Everybody, thank you very much and have an evening day. Evening.
Thank you. Thank you also for coming to share the celebration with us. We thank you and we love Netherlands, and I learned you're traveling to the Congos. Safe trip out there. Greetings to motherland. We'll be seeing us safe. Good night.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Bye.
Bye. Good. So yes, that was our sister Fatuma from the Netherlands, from Congo originally, and we all know the situation in the Congos. So each time we even have a voice from the Congos coming to speak and to share this warm affiliation with us. But as you can see, does she even look like she's coming from Congo? That's also one of the things that we should start thinking. It is just one Africa. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to waste most of our time because Dr. Tata is here. And we want to have this big launching of the Afro World TV officially unveiled and open. We're taking your questions and answers and giving you an overview, like a developer, like an IT specialist, but also Afro brains, like a social entrepreneur, a scholar, and everything. Like the brainchild also of the Afro World TV. What is it that Dr. Tata has to teach us today? What is it that we should be looking for? What is this website or platform going to benefit Africans globally? We know that there's a lot that is going up, but of course, we know that Africans have been flooding on that platform, having some challenges to log in or to connect, or when is even the iOS app available for users with Apple phones. So we want to get Dr. Tata here to lecture us and to give us an overview, yes, about this incredible platform that we're so, so proud to present to you after working so hard. I think for the past 8 months, the Afro World, you all know, was your initiative, was even your idea that we create a platform that is us, due to the malicious treatments that we were having, on other social media platforms. Today we hear that, oh, my account has been blocked. Tomorrow you hear that, oh, I can't even speak because there are some posts that I'm not allowed to share, or you're not allowed to do this and this and this, or you're abusing, whatever the situation is. And we took up that challenge last year immediately, and we started working on it. And in the combination and in the passion of building this wonderful platform, we realize a lot. I'm not saying me, I'm just the host here. I'm talking about what the developers say. And it was so incredible to even follow this journey, trying to figure out what this means, what are the projects that we can put out there. It was so amazing to see that it is like just a whole continent with every facilities where everybody can shop, everybody can sell, everybody can produce, whether it is music, whether it's culture, whatever. People can create whatever they want. But like I said, it's really specifically for Afro-conscious users. So it is not a social media platform like Facebook. No, it is more than just that. So we welcome Dr. Tata here with us, looking so delicious. I love your attire and everything, like the king of Igbo land, or from Ghana, or from where? Good evening, Dr. Tata.
Yeah, greetings, my sister. Thank you very much for having me. It's always a pleasure being on the Pan-African Daily TV. It's always been a pleasure from the beginning. It's an honor for me to have this opportunity to, of course, discuss and share little ideas, just like little drops of water that is supposed to build the ocean of the Africa that we want.
Wonderful. I mean, the whole idea started here. We've been saying it, everybody knows it. It's not any new thing. It's not like we're unveiling a cake that was never. Everybody knows about AfroWorld, the TV. It's just that, you and the developers or the team said, no, until we are ready to market and to give a very accurate, certified, verified put instruments that will be working in our service, particularly in terms of business and entrepreneurship. That is what the platform is all about. Now, what is it that actually kept this long in the silence before you said this is the right time that we have to bring it out in the public?
Yeah, thanks once more. You see, AfroWorld, the AfroWorld TV platform is a platform that is actually designed with the problems, the challenges, and the beauties of Africa in mind. If you want to set up a platform which is supposed to be a solution, then it's supposed to be something that is crafted in a way that it squarely actually presents a solution. You see, Africans want to do business. Africans want to be able to make available and advertise their products. Africans want to interact. Africans want to go into more serious things. It's not just a fun platform, but AfroWorld is the platform that enables Africans to take advantage of these available opportunities to grow themselves and, of course, compete in the global picture. You see, we underestimated the speed with which people would like to log on to this platform. We actually underestimated the speed. So while the platform was still actually under construction, a lot of people had already gotten the information. A lot of people were already logging in, but because of the quantum of the volume of traffic that people were struggling to log on. So, of course, a couple of people would definitely face one or two challenges, but of course, which It's not as a result of the fact that there are any lapses, but simply because of the overwhelming traffic that is going into that direction. Yes, there's always a way in which we can handle things like that. So we have been working tirelessly. You see, AfroWorld platform is not just another platform, but it is the new lifestyle. It is the new normal. It is the new way to go. Because we live in a world where we have to begin to develop ways in which we can interact. We have people of African descent all across the world. So how do we make those things that we do that are of value to Africans elsewhere in the world? It is by creating a platform like AfroWorld.tv so that Africans on the continent can be able to place the values that they've created, and Africans elsewhere on the planet can also place the values that they've created. With a platform like this, Africans can begin to talk business between themselves. Africans can begin to see the opportunities that are available. So it's not just another place to go and upload videos and catch fun, but it is a place where Africans go to earn, where Africans go to make money. Because you see, while the world has been making money, Africans have been dancing and singing. Not saying that you can sing and dance and make money at the same time, but I'm saying that we have to also get involved in those things that drive the global powers, in those things that concern the powers that control the things of the planet. So we can sing and dance, we can crack jokes, but we can also do serious business. So AfroWorld is this, and as we've been encouraging a lot of Africans across the planet to create initiatives, to create ideas, to make these ideas in a way that others can get to know about. So when others get to know about some of these little ideas and initiatives that we have on a platform like AfroWorld.tv, then we begin to see how these things can go to solve problems in other communities across Africa and why not the world. So that is what AfroWorld TV is conceived, and that's what it's all about. So it is an amazing platform. It's for business. It's for serious issues. People go there to learn. People go there to make money, to provide service. People go there to get a service done. And that is the platform we're setting up. It's not just another probably social media platform or stuff like that. No, we are setting up something that has value, that commands value, and that gives power to the people at the grassroots. We are not interested in the people at the top, but we are interested at the people who are the grassroots so that they can be able to share their values. A small community in Kenya can be able to share its values with a small community in Cameroon or Ghana or Congo, and so on and so forth. So that is what AfroWorld.tv is all about. So as people continue, because we're realizing that the traffic is actually mounting very highly. So we've worked on the platform. Everything is functioning quite well now. So people can actually go there and create their account. People can go there and make sure that they are able to start putting this into use and actually taking advantage, because the advantages are already there. It is left for people to go and enjoy those advantages. Log on to the platform. If you have any questions, you have any challenges, do well to send us a message. Get in touch with us on all the platforms that you have available out there. And if you have any initiative that you want to drive through, of course, always look for a way to get in touch with us through the administrative channels which are available on the platform. The admins, the team is always ready. It's not a one-man show. It's a whole team that is working in the background to see that all which happens on AfroWorld.tv is well controlled, is decent, it's nice, it's profitable, it's enjoyable, and so on. So basically, that is the background or foundation of what AfroWorld.tv is all about.
Wow. I also just get some information coming in right now that it is possible that we can start doing our live streams on AfroWorld.tv because of the satellite possibility that you have put out there, even though we are still in the process of this fund to own the mega satellite TV channel, which should be our own satellite launch. But the small funds that we had was able to create the possibility where we can start streaming live on the AfroWorld.tv. I mean, that's the most exciting news for me, like the media, in any case, but also the function that actually appealed more, particularly in terms of media, is the ability for news producers and content managers to produce their blogs and share all informations in their countries. We saw the situation in Uganda. We saw the NSAS in Nigeria. We saw the situation in Ethiopia, in Sudan, in Mali, in everywhere on the continent. And us going to always look for this information to break the news has always been a challenge. And now that we're putting the TV and we're advocating for the main media, it was so easy when I went up there and I saw a lot of articles that have been produced from Caribbean, from the continent, from the US. I mean, just globally. That is so amazing. I mean, did you actually like target not just only in terms of business, but also, I mean, the fact that we've been having problems. Even just a couple of days ago, we couldn't even finish our stream with a sister from Netherlands because of whatever. Yeah. I'm so excited about this future. When is it going to be available that we say from next month or in the next 3 weeks, we're going to start doing live streams on AfroWorld.tv?
Yeah, of course. We've actually activated those options, and of course more. You see, with a very massive request from the content developers, because content developers, bloggers, and lots of business entrepreneurs have been contacting us, telling us about the possibility for them to do live shows, for them to be able to develop their own pages, their company pages. These bloggers have lots and lots of ideas that they want to showcase out there. So we were looking at the possibility to see that this option serves as a solution to their request. Of course, in every that's the reason why AfroWorld.tv was intended, because the idea is to make sure we provide the technology that can be able to give the African world the possibility to realize some of these things. So we went ahead and started piloting it and started testing it. So it is on testing right now. But anytime as we progress in any day, as we're speaking, the options are going to become active. Some people might even observe that it's active in their accounts. If they can log on and check, they'll realize that it's active. So from time to time, we'll try to test run it and see into it that it's very efficient, because we want to make sure that it's not just another live show, but we have options there that our people can be able to really use it in a very flexible way. So I'm inviting more bloggers, more content developers to log on to AfroWorld.tv and see how they can begin to enjoy the live shows, to create their own pages, their own business pages, to interact with other businesses and see how they can be able to exchange values, and of course, to see how they can showcase some of those things that are in places that we don't know about. Because, Matthew, there are lots and lots of Africans around the world doing amazing things. There are lots and lots of groups and individuals doing amazing things. We would want bloggers to begin to bring some of these values together. We would want some of these bloggers or members, of course, of the AfroWorld TV platform to begin to bring these values onto the platform, so that the rest of the Afro world can know that, oh, there are Africans There are people of African descent who actually are doing amazing things like this, who actually are facing a situation like this. So that is a platform where we encourage people to develop such content, encourage people to use such options. That's why we decided to make available the live video program. So we are rolling it out gradually. Some people might be having it, and some people will be experiencing it as we're moving along, but we're only trying as much as possible to make it as efficient as possible so that it can serve the purpose for which it was intended. So that particular option, with other options, of course, because we want to try as much as possible to see into it that people don't go to AfroWorld.tv and feel that they should have been on other platforms. So AfroWorld.tv is very flexible. When you are on AfroWorld.tv, you are everywhere else. So there is no point going to AfroWorld.tv and feel that you cannot link your content to any other platform. When you are on AfroWorld.tv, you are everywhere else. So we just have to get there, study the links. You would notice that the content that you place on AfroWorld.tv is very flexible. You can do a lot of things with it. There are things you can do on AfroWorld.tv that are not even possible on the popular Facebook and so on, or the other platforms. But AfroWorld.tv has its focus, and that is why we designed it with special qualities, with special options, because we understand already what our brothers and sisters, our bloggers from Africa want to present out there. You know, on Facebook, they've decided to make the content to actually control the minds of Africans. Look, it may be a little challenging for a lot of people to notice, but the thing is, the content that is on Facebook is well crafted, and material can be released at any particular time, and material can be withheld at any particular time. When we observe across the social medias that we're having a lot of content that has to do with Black people and stuff, and acting as though there's some social justice. If we do not seek justice, justice is not just gonna be given to us on a silver platter. It's never gonna happen that way. So when somebody is already acting like he's giving you justice, know there's something wrong. It could be poison food. Until we ourselves create the possibility for us to have that justice, it will be practically impossible for us to have it. That is the reason why when we begin to exercise our power, when we begin to exercise our ability to do our things by ourselves, then people begin to realize the real values that we carry and the real power that we carry. AfroWorld.tv is also telling the rest of the world that we in Africa have a way of doing our things. We have our values and we have our ethics. We respect certain things and we admire certain things. So in this platform, on AfroWorld.tv platform, Africans can really bring out the true selves that they have. They can really be themselves, you know. Sometimes you're on Facebook, you have to like certain specific things simply because Facebook says so. Sometimes on Facebook or on any other platform, as a matter of fact, there are certain things that you need to be able to do just because it says so, and that is the platform. And there are certain things you tolerate, which is not in your culture, which is not in your belief system, which is not in your way of tolerating things. But you are forced to be exposed to these things. Why? Because that's what the platform dictates to you. We, AfroWorld.tv, we are all Africans, and we have our values, we have our ways, and those ways and values will prevail in those platforms, in AfroWorld.tv platform. So that is one of the greatest advantages that we're going to get from that platform, because we may not actually realize it because it's something that's going to happen organically. So it's just going to be natural that people will just, you know, start feeling more comfortable with AfroWorld.tv platform. People will start feeling more friendly. People will start feeling more tolerant. People will start feeling the urge to express themselves more. Why? Because the platform is designed with that in mind. When you are on a platform that is not designed with you in mind, it's difficult for you to express yourself naturally. But we are on a platform that is designed with you in mind. You express yourselves organically and naturally in a way that you can connect with whoever you're doing business with whoever you're communicating with, and so on. So AfroWorld is the way. AfroWorld is the new normal. AfroWorld.tv has come to stay, and we are encouraging all young and old Africans or people of African descent across the world to log on to this page. We have expanded the band. We have looked at the issues that people have been bringing up, and we continue to look at them progressively. Of course, it is work in progress. Even what we refer today as Facebook didn't start the way AfroWorld.tv is starting. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. What we have to do is to make it more efficient than what we already have.
It's so interesting, and I like the way you put the idea, because exactly it was the collective attitude of even the research that you put out there before putting that information, what is useful, what is essential. But for me, particularly in the media or in communication, as King Maponga was saying yesterday, it is very relevant upon the thousands of guests that we've been hosting on the Pan-African Daily TV. It is always difficult when people want to track these guests, when people want to get their books, when people want to get contact with them. It was always so difficult, even after the presentations that they give to us on the Pan-African Daily TV. It's so difficult to follow up with them. So when I saw the what you put out there, and like all these guests could create their pages, put their information there. So I don't need to begin to look in the category of history. Who are we going to have like guests today? Into category of culture, who are we going to have? So you look at the platform, it's like you just navigate and say, okay, today we're talking about history and our culture and our food and our whatever. You just find a one-stop shop for information where you can present from the continent. And the most important thing is not an information that is going to be passage and given to you where we used to look on other solutions, but it's an information that Africans create. So I trust that source. I don't need to go to any place to look for, or is this accurate? We believe it because it is. So I'm really congratulating you again and the entire team and all the young people that are putting all their energies there, the bloggers and stuff, to create something that is unique and historic for Africans worldwide. Yes, it is not the first, it's not going to be the last, but I'm so excited that this is the official website of the Pan-African Daily TV, and also it comes along not just with the news, like very conservative news homepages that we've been seeing out there, but it's a whole massive platform where we can do business. We can also sell the news, why not? And where musicians can create music, collaborate. But one thing that I also saw in one of the categories is, like you said, this is a movement. It's a Pan-African, it's a platform which is a Pan-African movement. So like organizations that are Pan-African or African oriented or conscious could also create their pages there and do fundraising. Did I understand that well?
Yes, that's right. It's a movement, of course, because we have a situation with Africa. Africa is rising, and we want to continue to keep it that way. We want Africans to come together. We want African communities to identify themselves. The platform is designed with all this in mind. Communities can actually come together and design their group, set up their group there and raise funds amongst themselves. Students groups, ex-students groups, and people with certain social things that they share in common can form their groups on AfroWorld.tv. These groups that are formed, they can do fundraising by themselves. They have all the possibility to render accountability amongst themselves. The platform is made in such a way that it will be very easy for groups that have registered themselves there to render accountability. You know, sometimes when people get together and they have to raise funds, sometimes it's challenging for accountability to be clear, but this is a platform that already has taken that into consideration, because we have a lot of African communities that have this culture of putting money together and trying to realize micro projects. So on AfroWorld.tv, we have the possibility for groups of persons. It could be students, it could be workers of a particular institution, it could be friends that share one thing, it could be friends in a specific geographical location, maybe it could be a group of Africans somewhere on the planet. So the idea is when these people come together, they can all log on to AfroWorld.tv and of course form the group there and raise their funds and have their meetings and have their discussions. All that is possible on AfroWorld.tv. You don't have to go to any platform, as I earlier indicated. When you are on AfroWorld.tv, you don't feel the need to go to any other platform because we have already made sure that we study all the existing solutions and we bring them in one package so that Africans can feel comfortable finally where they are in the AfroWorld.tv platform. So yes, we can also do that. We can also be able to, and we are also encouraging, as you indicated, young Africans who have certain initiatives, be it in agriculture, be it in engineering, be it in business, be it in any field, be it in a professional field. Maybe you are a medical doctor, you are a practicing doctor, and you want to create a page for yourself. You want to practice your profession. You want to give probably health advice. You want to give health advice in one thing or the other, public health. You want to talk about maybe the coronavirus. You want to talk about other health conditions. This is a very important, a very good platform for you to come there, create your page, create your provide your content, and of course, reach out to the population that you like. And one interesting thing about AfroWorld.tv is you can select the population that you want to reach. And the system is designed in such a way that it will carve out people from that particular area. If you want to provide, if because of a particular reason, you want to provide a certain health, or you want to have a certain discussion, or you want to provide a certain content for a specific group of Africans, then you can actually choose that on the AfroWorld.tv platform. So people should begin to go there and of course create the page, professional pages. Maybe you are you are a motivational speaker. If you would like to encourage young people, if you'd like to, if you are a preacher, whatever you are involved in that has to do with the people of Africa, with the population, whatever you content you have, go to the platform, create your page, develop your content, and choose the people that you're targeting. You may equally be targeting the Afro World platform. That is okay. You still have the possibility to reach the Afro World platform. So it's a very flexible platform. It's very, very well thought of. All the challenges that we've been facing on other platforms have been taken into consideration. Here on AfroWorld.tv platform, we are providing a comprehensive approach to business, a comprehensive approach to interaction between Africans. And mark you, we are focusing on the Africans or people of African descent across the planet. So that is what AfroWorld.tv is all about. And we continue to encourage all Africans to get on. If you have any challenges, we have the admin contacts there. Always get in touch with the admins in the system. It's not a one-man show. There is a whole team in the background that is working to ensure that the service is reliable and dependable and sustainable.
Right. Dr. Tata, thank you so very much for elaborating on that. And but one thing that I also saw, because when we talk about it, people are always going to think that is, I saw some very smart sneakers. There is a whole black shop in the Americas that is already, you know, I even bought some sneakers for Iya the other day at a very, you know, the Jordan sneakers anyway, because it's black business. And how do this really go out there Do you do some kind of run promotions? How did it get to that industry? Because I saw a lot of black stores in America already having their products on AfroWorld. This is amazing.
Yeah, yeah. On AfroWorld.tv, we have all those a lot of shops that I've already indicated, as I indicated much earlier. There are lots of businesses that are already on board AfroWorld.tv. A lot of those businesses use our online wallet. Of course, we have a functioning online wallet where you can actually credit your online wallet using either your PayPal, using either your mobile money, and so on. So you can credit your online wallet and use it to shop comfortably on AfroWorld.tv. So progressively, we are adding we are adding lots and lots of other payment options where that people can use in order to credit their wallets. Because in order to buy online, because you see there are lots of shops, there are lots of people who really want to get to patronize some of these services. So we are also making sure that we ensure that the security is very robust, so that we have a very strong security backbone. So that is one of the reasons why we are unfolding these options progressively. So for now, we have quite a couple of options that you can use in order to do payments on AfroWorld.tv. So people, as we speak, can be able to upload money into their AfroWorld.tv wallet and use this money to buy. There are several African shops. There are shops that sell African fashion material, shoes, clothes,
Oh, yes.
and all that.
Mhm.
We have shops that sell books that are for Africans and so on. So we have a lot of stuff there. We have a lot of stuff there that is of African, that interest, that appeals to the passion of Africans. So we are encouraging Africans to actually go on and have a look at this and try to see how they can get a few coins in their wallet and see what they can do on the platform. So interact with people on the platform. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask, because this platform is designed to empower Africans economically, because we have a lot of value. We have shops all around the world, but our other brothers and sisters in Africa and in other places, they don't know about these values that we have. So the AfroWorld.tv platform is the platform that has been created to make sure that Africans everywhere on the planet can share the values that they create. If it's shoes that they have designed, now some of these shoes, of course, are designed and made by Africans. So if it's shoes that they've designed, they put it on this platform. If they are clothes, they put it on the platform. If there are new designs of fashion wares and all those type of things, they put it on this platform. And people who are interested in it, and of course, look at the ways in which they can be able to buy some of these products and try them out. So that is what we're doing on AfroWorld. Just like people who equally have initiatives. It could be humanitarian initiatives. It could be a social call. It could be a GoFundMe initiative that someone has put up. All these things are on AfroWorld.tv. As I said, when you are on AfroWorld.tv platform, you don't feel like you're missing or you're losing anything not being on other platforms. Even the content that you have on AfroWorld platform can be shared to other platforms. So you can be on AfroWorld platform on live show, and your content is being shared on any other platform, be it YouTube, be it Facebook, be it any other platform that you want. There are other platforms that you can be able to be flexible and share there. So that is what AfroWorld.tv platform does. People should be able to try those things out. As a matter of fact, we already have the possibility for people. Somebody is talking about having a cryptocurrency. We already have the possibility for you to be able to buy and do business on that. Of course, we are also looking at the digital monetary system. Of course, we're going to be developing that as we go ahead. We are unfolding some of these possibilities as need be. As soon as need be, we unfold it. As soon as need be. So we started the AfroWorld.tv platform without the live video option, but now we are unfolding the live. Why? Because people are requesting for it. We are overwhelmed. You know, we underestimated the way in which people are going to be asking for it. So now that we already have content developers out there who are developing amazing content, so we are now putting out this. So the same thing holds for the currencies that one of our brothers is asking about. So we're looking at that as one of our sisters asking. We're looking at that. So if there's need, if there is need, why not? I mean, it's not rocket science. We can all do that. We are on the platform. When the currencies can be created, it's a community thing. It's just a community thing. A community that agrees to use something. When the community, the Afro World community agrees that, okay, we can develop our own way in which to exchange value between ourselves. That's what the currency is all about. A community can agree that, okay, this is how, if it's a piece of rock, if it's a piece of black rock you want to use to exchange value, that is it. You pick it and everybody can accept that as a value. I mean, that's what the whole concept of currency and money is all about. What people can generally accept for a particular value. That's what it is. So when there is a need for that, we're going to get into that, and we're going to try as much as possible to see that we rule that out too. So now we can be able, people can be able to, of course, use their PayPal or use their mobile money or use their all the other payment options, their Visa cards and MasterCards and all that to pay for products, to get the wallet to credit their wallet and use the wallet to buy. So that is the easiest way that we going about it for now, and it's pretty safe. The rest assured is the security is very, very tough. So sometimes you see people have challenges being able to log onto the system is because they are either in an environment that is not secured or they are using a network that is not secure. So those are some of the reasons why people can face challenges being able to log onto the platform. If you're using a service, an internet service that is not really secure, or if your computer is not very secure, sometimes people download softwares or applications on their computers and they don't know the insecurity that comes with some of these apps or some of these softwares that they have on their computers. So because these associated apps already have certain security lapses, if you want to log on to AfroWorld, it might, because we also do monetary transactions on the AfroWorld platform, like I indicated, it's going to indicate to you that the system is at risk. So you may want to look at some of these things. So progressively as we go, we are going to be deploying lots and lots of associated apps to support maybe certain independent functions, for example, the live video function, maybe the messenger function. We're going to be deploying some of these independent applications that can run on both the Apple and the Android and, of course, the Windows platforms, so that people can flexibly be able to use the services. If someone wants to just do messenger or just do video call, the person can easily download the application and get that done easily. If someone wants to look at content, maybe he wants to go into the shops, want to find out, so the person too can have the possibility to do that independently. So as we move ahead, as we go ahead, we're looking at putting in more and more of these options as need be, so that Africans can really feel at home and don't feel like they're missing anything. And the Africans will not just be toasted at the way they are being toasted on other social media platforms, because basically Africans go to social media platform. The moment you want to say something that has to do with Africans, the moment you want to say something that is advantageous to Africa, then you see Facebook bashing at you, telling you that it's against community rules, it's against this, it's against that. It's serious sometimes. You want to say something for Africa, something that is good for the African community, something that is helpful, and then all of a sudden you see they're going to tell you it's hate speech, it's that. Yeah, but they have never seen what is being done on the other side as community violation or something like that. They just bash it on our faces. So we don't have to be grumbling, the time for grumbling is over. We have to sit down and think about how to be able to do our own things ourselves, how to be able to create our own solutions ourselves instead of sitting there and just grumbling. The time for grumbling, like I said, it's over. If it's a platform for business, as we have created AfroWorld.tv platform, so we create one for ourselves. If there are initiatives to feed ourselves, we create our own initiatives instead of sitting there and complaining that they are giving you bad food and stuff like that. Sit down, take that energy, put it on a thinking process, and design a solution and get out of the situation. So basically, AfroWorld.tv presents the possibility for Africans to do that. Whatever you thought you were not doing at your best, if you're not operating at your best, then AfroWorld.tv is giving you the possibility to operate at your best.
Wow. I mean, whew. There's a question, and I think you already answered it, because like, oh, I want to thank the sister that just supported us, the Queen from Nuremberg. Sister Bentley gave us $20 or 20 euros, and like, wow, this is excellent. This is good news. This is a liberation. This is freedom of the Africans for the first time. Yes, so many things that we have to unfold on this platform. And also, I had to school myself a lot, because I'm here sitting and talking about what I've experienced on it, and I'm so excited, and I'm so proud and humbled that in such a short time after the pandemic, we are hearing Africans that are creating this kind of challenging structures. And one thing that I know is we are thanking all these existing platforms for kicking us out. They have to do it most often so that we can create, because Africans, we're done with it. We're done with, oh, they did this to me, oh, they're racist to me, oh, they this. Now they don't even care about any of these things anymore. We're the one facilitating, because we're still giving them the money. No matter how they beat us, we give them. No matter how they poison us, we buy the food. No matter how everything that they do, we still even begging to be recognized, right? Like, oh, they look at me because I'm Black. Every other thing. So the Afro world is the new spirit of just no complaint, do it. Exactly. Just do your own. Like Wole Soyinka said, I mean, that was one of the greatest, he is one of my favorite writers. But the greatest thing that he said, that I keep loving it today, he said, if you don't like my book, write your own. Exactly. Right. So, exactly the message and the new spirit of us Africans, that we're so excited and we're so loving it. And particularly me sitting here, I've heard all sort of, can we make it? Can African really do this? Oh, look at the bad leadership. I've been so infested just with negativity that I begin to really think, are we really gonna really emerge? But when I saw what you and the young people on the continent, these creators, and I mean a whole team of more than how many volunteers, day and night. And as you were talking about the cryptocurrency, one of your developers, your teammate, just sent me a text saying, hey, Susan, we're already creating the Ubuntu coin, which would be the transaction coin on AfroWorld. You didn't want to unveil that, but sorry. Yeah. I hear it now. They just posted it to me. So, dear followers, dear listeners, that's another one happy news coming on this big launch today, saying that the Ubuntu coin is going to be the future transaction coin on AfroWorld.tv. Isn't that crazily sweet? I mean, I'm just loving it. And what am I? Because I saw Kofi, my brother, and I'm their queen, Nana F1. Wodemaya, I reach out to him, and he's like, I'm going to create my page on the AfroWorld.tv. And why not? I would also be streaming on this platform. Why? Because Ghana 2021, I already told you, we're taking the festival from Tübingen, which apparently might not host because of COVID. And we're taking it to the continent, Ghana 2021. And guess who is going to be a partner? Wodemaya. Yes. I mean, all of us know this, brother. We cannot talk African stuff. Do this African stuff. One of the biggest challenge and the inspiration and our joy, our success story has been this brother that just stood up and started showing Africa worldwide what Africans are doing. Udemaya, shout out to you. And she said, Sister, you're doing a marvelous job. I follow your conversations. I mean, I'm so proud of you. And we're going to rock it. We're going to change this Africa by hook or by hook. Yes. So that is the good news, and a lot of good news pouring in, my people, on the Afro World TV. And when I look at Dr. Tata in his attire and everything, even Afro Brain, tell us about Afro Brain. What is Afro Brains been doing as a premium? Wait, what is that? Pro membership. Tell us about pro membership and the advantages that Afro Brains, your particular initiative, despite your volunteer for Afro World, building all this, you still find time to create your passion and your vision for the liberation of Africa. Tell us more, Dr. Tata, please. Tell us more.
Yeah, thank you very much. You see, like I indicated before, instead of complaining, I think Africans, we've come to a point where we have to begin to create the solutions by ourselves. Instead of always sitting and saying that, why are these people doing this to us? Why are they doing this to us? I mean, they're doing it to us because they can do it. If they can do it, they will do it. And guess what? They're not over yet. So instead of sitting there and complaining, the best way or the best thing to do is to take the responsibility and begin to develop the solutions where we are. So after being, of course, as I indicated, after being in China for quite some time, I'm currently in Shanghai, in China. After being in China for quite some time, I've learned a lot. I mean, I've learned a lot of things that are very possible, very feasible, that could be very great solutions back in Africa, especially in agriculture. I didn't just learn about the technologies that are available, but I also learned about the amazing things that are available in Africa that we don't simply understand that it could be of great value. So after looking at all this, I decided no, it's good for me to set up something that could be an answer, because there are technologies. I mean, the West what has the West not done to Africa that is bad? I mean, all the evils on the planet, think it and you would have it. They have done it all. So there are technologies, food technologies that are available out there that I began asking myself, is this healthy for Africa? Because Africa is the dumping ground, not just for failed technologies, but for food that is useless elsewhere on the planet. When scientists carry out genetic engineering, and probably some of these food is not even the way they thought it was supposed to be, what do? They dump it in Africa. And what do? We buy it as food in the market. That's the problem. We buy it, we go to the market, we don't know about these systems. We don't know about the situation of the food. We just look at what it is and say, oh, because it looks like this, it is what it is. No. In 2020 and 2021, in this 21st century, you don't judge food by the way it looks. You don't judge food by the way it looks. Those days where you could judge food by the way it looks, those days are over. We have to be planting our own food. So I went into encouraging farmers to plant organic food, because as I've always indicated, organic food is going to become more like another form of a currency in the years to come. I continue to say this because organic food will back a lot of currencies on the planet. So, like what is happening in several communities in Africa, people living in the West and pretending to be sponsoring agricultural products in Africa. Meanwhile, they are spreading genetically modified seeds in Africa. Those are the things we should pay attention to. So I didn't just sit there and be complaining, but I decided to start collaborating with farmers and encouraging them to plant organic. So when I started collaborating with the farmers, and they were telling me that, oh, we don't have places to sell our products. Then I started asking myself, but wait a minute, how is the situation across board in Africa? Then I went into studying the post-harvest loss across Africa. Then I discovered that about 40 to 60% of food that has been planted and harvested in Africa go wasted. That is so much. Imagine all the food planted on the continent of Africa, 40 to 60% of it go wasted. Though that is a huge quantity. So in order for me to be able to apply an initiative at the local level, at the time was in Yaoundé, Cameroon, how can I be able to take advantage of this while solving a problem you make money? And that's the whole concept of Africa. Africans always make money by solving real life problems in a healthy way. In a healthy way. The West will solve problems using will make money by solving problems, but they will kill you in the process. That's the point. Because they wouldn't care. They'll just take advantage of your fears or your passions and sell anything to you. So the idea was now to create a possibility for the farmers who farm organic food to sell their products. Then AfroBrains Cameroon was set up. AfroBrains Cameroon is a multi-product food preservation and transformation factory. What we do at AfroBrains Cameroon is we buy the organic products from the farmers. We have a huge number of farmers that we buy from. We buy from the farmers and we transform at the factory. After the transformation, we have distribution centers where we send the products to. We also operate restaurants where people can walk in and eat healthy, good food. Not just eating to fill in the blank, not just eating to fill your stomach, but eating food as medicine. Because the greatest medicine we have is the food we eat. From the food, they say, who you are is who you eat. It's what you eat. So when you eat good food and healthy food, it will reflect in everything that you do. Your intellect, it will reflect in your health, it will reflect in everything that you do. So that is what AfroBrains is all about. We also collaborate with youths in order to farm animals. You know, we get chickens, for example, they owe chickens to youths and they raise it. When the chickens are ready, we buy and then we sell in our restaurants, and of course, we also sell the eggs. So this is a formula that can be deployed all over Africa. So we are also expecting, of course, on our website is available there. We are expecting other people from other countries who are into agriculture, food transformation, and of course, food distribution to partner with us so that we can scale this initiative. So we can be able to have centers that make available healthy food for people to eat. Africa is rich. If we cannot control our food, look, food is not just a matter of eating, it is a matter of national security. It is a matter of national security because food can be engineered to kill a people. Food can be engineered to kill people in several ways, not killing immediately, but slowly. You wouldn't even realize it. So we're living in a world where the evil that people have been doing, we cannot give ourselves any excuse to think that they're not going to do it in the food that we buy from them. There's no point importing food from the West. It makes no sense. We have the food in Africa. Let us engage our farmers. Most of the farmers have issues being able to prepare food regularly, to cultivate and harvest regularly because of limited technology. And that is one of the things that AfroBrain does. We design machines and build these machines for food cultivation. We design machines and build these machines for food cultivation, to cultivate food. Because most of our African governments do not give contracts for food supply to local farmers. Why? Because the local farmers do not have the capacities. They cannot provide, they cannot supply the food to the government regularly. So most governments are afraid if they give these contracts to local farmers, the local farmers may fail, and that's going to cause food deficiency in that country, and it's a matter of national security. So most governments don't want to take that risk. So AfroBrains is providing the opportunity for community farmers. Instead of looking for a big machine, let us scale the machine that it becomes affordable. Let's start small and begin to grow out from there. If you can be able to get small machines that you can use for food cultivation, you can use these small machines to start doing the quantity of farm that you can do with that one and grow from there progressively. If it's a matter of food transformation, anywhere in Africa, we can study your context. And that is the advantage working with AfroBrains. We don't just design machines through approximations, but we study your context and design machines that best suits your context. And that is one of the things that a lot of Africans must understand, that when you just go online and buy machines from China, there's a possibility that you will not use that machine for up to 3 or 2 years even. Why? Because those machines were not designed with your context in mind. You see, this may sound a little bit complex, but it's quite straightforward to understand. There are standards for engineering manufacturing. For manufacturing, there are standards. Globally, we have standards. We have standards for producing electronic goods. We have standards for producing machines. We have all these standards. These standards are set by Westerners. A few Westerners sat so many years back, just like they sat at the Berlin Conference and decided on the borders in Africa. The same thing, they sat down and designed the standards for manufacturing. Now, Africans must get to understand how setting the standards for engineering can control the whole system. Once you're able to set the standards for engineering, you can be able to determine what technology goes to where. That is why Africa ends up as a dumping ground for failed technologies. Because the standards, African nations don't have local standards. There is the standard board referred to as ISO. Now, the ISO standard board is the global standard board. Each nation is supposed to have its own standard board. It's board that regulates the quality, type of technology that enters into its nation, the quality, grade, and type of technologies that enter into its jurisdiction. So, after setting up your own standards, for anybody to sell in your market, in your nation, that person must ensure that the products that he or she is supplying into your market meets up with your standards. So those are some of the key things that as we move ahead, Africa we're going to be, of course, working on. So these standards will be developing. In fact, as the African Trade Agreement has been finalized, it is one of those key things that Africa should begin to look at, because if we do not have standards in Africa, we are going to lose the advantages of the free trade agreement, the free trade area that Africa has just signed, because it will be dominated by foreign products. We already have companies abroad in the West that are already enjoying economies of scale. These companies, it will be difficult for local African manufacturers to compete with these Western companies. How can you encourage local African manufacturing? By creating standards, by patenting locally, by making sure that Africans can patent their products. If I design a machine on the soil of Africa, in Ghana or in Cameroon or in Nigeria, anywhere, if I sit in any of the African nations and I design a product, that product should be patented in that nation, in that country. And that country should be able to use that patent system and the standards to put in place regulations that will prevent any copies of that machine from entering into that country, so as allowing the locals to enjoy the market, If not, what will happen is the moment Africans start needing certain products, the Chinese already are enjoying economies of scale. They'll flood the whole market. So we have just created market for the Chinese without standards. If we don't have standards in Africa to protect the trade zone, the trade agreement that we have just achieved in Africa, if we do not create those standards, what's going to happen is we have just created market for the Western manufacturing. We don't have manufacturing. How can we use this trade agreement to encourage manufacturing in Africa? It is by developing standards and developing local patenting. If I produce something in Nigeria, I should be able to have a Nigerian patent. Anybody who is coming from outside with that same product will pay some amount such that that product cannot be competitive with a locally produced product of the same type. Because it's easy for Chinese to just copy a locally designed product and produce it in mass production and bring it back to your market. And the ones that you have produced locally, you cannot compete with the one that has been produced in China because the manufacturing company in China is already enjoying economies of scale. So these are some of the things that AfroBrains is actually advocating for actively in Afro engineering platforms, working with other engineers. It's not like AfroBrains is going to do it all by itself. No, we're working with other engineers across the continent to see into it that we begin to make Africans to get to be conscious of these things, to get to know that what they're buying from China or wherever they're buying those things from, it's not what it's not necessarily what they think they're buying. When we design machines for Africa, it is designed with Africa in mind. The iOS or the ISO standards do not stipulate the design of any machinery with Africa in mind because it was not conceived, it was not established with Africa in mind. There was no African in the establishment. Most of the African countries that have the ISO standards, they just adopted it. They didn't create their own standards. So this is a very important thing. That's why I've taken a few minutes to really emphasize on this, so that I should begin to, when I say these things, I'm giving Africans the opportunity to think over it so that people can begin to realize exactly what I'm talking about, because I have not really heard people talking about this a lot. It's a very serious issue, very, very serious, because like I've said, in most of the African engineering platforms, if we do not do that as fast as possible, if we continue with the adopted ISO standards in Africa, we are going to lose all the advantages that are associated with the trade agreement that Africa has just achieved. We will lose it. It will just be useless to us. The only thing that can make it useful to Africa is when each country has its patents board and its standards board. Then you will see how we'll be able to regulate the qualities and standards of goods within that zone. Some countries that don't produce certain things will not become dumping grounds for substandard goods. We will have people moving goods from one place to the other with the values and the qualities and the standards in mind. So these are some of the things that AfroBrains does. We try as much as possible to bring technology. We cannot reinvent the wheel, but what we can do is that we can better understand our environment and design the machines in such a way that we will have real value for money. Not that you're going to spend a certain amount of money and then you get a machine and before you realize it, the machine is bad. Not because the machine was poorly designed, but simply because the machine was not designed with Africa in mind. That's one of the things I'm trying to say. The machines were designed, okay, for the environments they were designed for, the soils, the crops, and lots of those things in other jurisdictions, in Asia. It's not the same as in Africa. Africa has its unique, Africa has certain things that are specific to it. So whatever technology we are deploying in Africa should not be a copy and paste. We cannot just do that copy and paste. It's not going to work. Africa is special. Africa is special. Africans are special. The food we eat, it may look the same as the food that people in the West or Asia eat, but our bodies receive the food differently. We are all under the sun, but the sun does not react on us the same way. That's a typical example. So we have to understand that we are special. It's not just in the color of our skin that we are different. We are different even in our metabolism. We are different. Our soils are different. Our foods are different. Our minds are different. An African will want to develop a technology that is environmentally friendly. On the contrary, a Westerner would want to develop a technology that if you're using, maybe you start counting the days you're going to live so that you can die before the. I mean, like seriously, that's one of the things I've really noticed, that in Africa we are so environmentally conscious, and I really love that about Africans. Most of the technologies that you see Africans develop are green technologies. They are environmentally friendly technologies. They are sustainable technologies. These are technologies forever that will last. Don't I mean this? All the scientists in the West can still not explain how the pyramids of Egypt were built. So that can tell you for sure that our technologies and our way of thinking is highly, highly sustainable. It's eternal in our way of, our ideas are eternal ideas because that's who we are. So AfroBrains is open, like I indicated before. We're looking for people to partner with, especially in the area of agriculture, food transformation, and of course, food distribution. Setting up factories that can transform, because I know there are lots of farmers across Africa. Like I indicated, the issue of post-harvest loss. We set up machines that can be able to absorb this waste food from the society. How does this happen? People in the community always farm the same thing. So when they farm the same thing, during harvest period, this food that everybody in that community farms go and meet in the market. It is during that time that the waste takes place. So what we usually do is, in a community like that, that farms a particular product, during the harvest season of any of such products, we drive to that place with a truck and we buy in large quantities, reducing the waste. When you buy in large quantities, the amount that will be left there can be consumed locally. So we reduce the waste and we take to the factory. So that goes a long way to reduce the post-harvest loss in a bigger picture. We set up a multi-product factory. Multi-product, why? Because experience has shown that across Africa, we have factories that were designed for certain specific products. But at the end of the day, the products that those factories were designed for, the factories ended up not having enough raw materials because those products will be harvested only probably once or twice a year. But the rest of the time, the rest of the period of the year, the factory will stay there. So AfroBrains is not just setting up a single product factory, we're setting up a multi-product factory. Why? Because we want it that at every point in time, the factory should be useful, should be productive, should be controlling, should be producing value, should be transforming. So if we are transforming potatoes during this season, next season we are transforming plantains, the other season we are transforming cassavas. So there is available job for youth to be active. If we are raising chickens, we can also raise other birds. We can also raise goats. We can raise sheep. We can raise cattle. We can use cattle to produce energy, sustainable energy, biogas. We can do all sorts of things. So Africa is fresh. It's available. So we are inviting people who would like to invest in this area to contact us. Contact us and let's talk about how best we can invest, how best we can create value in Africa that can be useful on the continent.
I mean, this is amazing. You're talking the whole time, and I'm just thinking about you and Rutendo. You know, Brother Rutendo from Zimbabwe. He's a partner of the Pan African Daily TV, particularly in terms of organic farming and food. Just like, I mean, you AfroBrains. But it would be quite interesting to have a conversation on the Pan African Daily and exchange views and perspective between you and Rutendo, because that sector, I mean, now we're getting one person from West Africa, and Rutendo has always been the correspondent in East Africa. And there's still a lot out there that we haven't even reached out to them or discovered them. And that's why I'm still very happy that if the Afro World would be that sustainable platform where we can just go and look into the database, who are the organic agricultural Africans here, and we just pick them, and then we can begin to share this information, because I know there's a lot going on out there, but no platform and no one is talking about it. And because of lack of that information and accessibility to content, we keep thinking that we don't have. We keep thinking we don't know. We keep thinking we have to create, but there's no reason to create. We have everything that is existing. We just need to identify them, bring them to the global understanding of our people worldwide. Exactly, even in the diaspora, I saw a lot of Jamaicans, a lot in the Caribbean. They're doing gardens where they transform their own, they plant their vegetables, their salad, their greens. So amazing. And I am very aware that even Africans living in the same market with them don't know that this brother or this sister is farming or is selling this. And that is the most important value that we're having on the Afro World and the Pan-African Daily. Look at all the things in the neighborhood. It's not just global a transaction or intertrade, Africa and the continent, but even in our different communities, a lot of Black people, a lot of us Africans are doing things that even our neighbors don't know it. A lot of us own shops that are selling African made products, but the neighbor that will be selling is a Chinese that is selling the same thing. Most of us don't know, or we know and don't consciously buy. Those are two different things. We know it, that there's a system, but we don't buy consciously. And unconscious Africans, like the Pan-African Daily and the Afro World and other initiatives that we're bringing here, we buy only from us. Yes, we're going to say it and continue to say it till thy kingdom come, till the kingdom of Ubuntu come. So that is the reason we need to produce, innovate, and create projects like AfroBrain, create platform like Afro World, Social Africa, ADDI, PLO Foundation, all other political, I know about even political organizations that are coming now, Pan-African organizations. Young people are dreaming so big. And I even see that the movement for Pan-African this, this and this and this, all this initiative, we need a platform to upload their content, and then we know who is who doing who. So we are giving our monies is because first thing, we don't know where we need to put it, even in our communities, in our villages, in our cities. We're not even taking the Afro World or our intertrade out to other continents. We're just saying, even in our neighborhood, a lot of us are doing things that our brothers and sisters are not aware. And so we're going to start multiplying these things. I mean, if you look at like the spa or the manicure pedicure or something, I was talking to an African, and she's like, oh no, you know what? In the States or on the continent, this is the market for Chinese. Who told you that? It is just because we've put it is the market for Chinese. Now Africans are taking all that nonsense. We're going to take all those markets. We're going to start creating these manicure pedicure studios. Please, you sisters, brothers out there, create these initiatives. We would brand it and promote it on the Pan-African Daily to all Africans to buy only from you. That is our concern. That is our focus. We're not just only, that's why we're saying the Afro World, the TV platform, is not just media. Media is just one house. But every other thing that we want to do is which African is doing what where. Even if it is in the village, in our market squares in Accra, in Kumasi, in Lagos, in Ethiopia, in Tanzania, in every place. What are you doing there? What is your market store? When do you have sales? Do your neighbors know? How can they connect to you? So like Africa is developing in the sense that I don't need to must leave because of the infrastructure to go to the marketplace. I can just sit in my neighborhood in Kenya or in the village and I tap on my, all of us have all this Android. That's why we're doing it digitally. I tap, oh, in the market today, there's a sales of palm wine, fresh one that is just coming from the village at this point. And exactly even the food waste that you're talking about. If I know that tomato is been, I don't need to even, we buy and stock. But the problem is communication, promotion, platform where we put all this. And that is where we come in place. And this is actually not the talk, it is the do now. Yes, you've been pushing us. We're talking. We talk at least, but now there is a solution. Go there and put whatever thing you are doing. If you were not doing it, start thinking on what to do. We are never going to be the community and Africans for consumers anymore. We're manufacturing now. You've seen it. We're producing to sell. produce anything. Toothpicks on the continent are still exported from China. What a shame. Toothpicks. Oh my goodness. Toothpicks. We have bamboo. Dr. Tata, you were talking about the factories for that. Look at even that. Bamboo is the cheapest. It's given for free in Africa. Even toothbrush. Toothbrush. Why should we buy toothbrush in the market? In Africa, we use the traditional chewing stick. And this chewing stick, we can start reproducing for our toothbrushes. Those are simple things that we don't even need to think of buying plastic things to destroy our African continent. So African people, we are so excited with the Afro one. We're so excited with the Pan-African that you start creating. We have to quit being workers. We have to quit being salary earners. We have to produce and sell to us because we know we have the money. But we keep giving this money to others because we're not creating enough. So the Afro world is not just coming like another platform where we just go sit and then go and buy. We have to create. If you create an idea, put it on that platform. We're going to bring it on Pan-African Daily TV and sell it to all your brothers across the world. Yes, we're going to do that. And now we're talking. We're not just, we're doing. We are doing from today. So irrespective of all that, I know time is really, and Dr. Tata, thank you so very much. I mean, you're connecting from Asia, like you're saying. I mean, what time is it out there? 4 a.m. in the morning?
It's after 5.
Oh, after 5 a.m. in the morning. Wow. So you can see, at least Dr. Tata has been up ever since even midnight because we had to do the tests and run the systems and stuff like that. We were not even sure that he was going to be allowed to speak here. But we're lucky that he's here. And so you're going back to bed now, or what?
That's right. That's right. It's already morning, so I just have to start the day. Maybe later in the day I'll have to take a nap.
Later in the day, he's going to take a nap. So thank you so very much. And like we're saying, hey, a lot is going on for you African people. Thank you, Dr. Tata, for coming. And yes, it's always going to be a pleasure. It's your platform. It's also your initiative, your volunteering in every aspect of it. We can't thank you more. But who am I to thank you? It's just one of our responsibilities from our ancestors, like you are watching all of us. It's time to create. Dream, Africans. Please dream. Dream. Don't sleep on your dream. Don't put your hands in the sky. Nobody's going to come out there from the sky and do you anything. Go back to your farms. Go back to your creativity and explore the powers of your ancestors and create until it is endless. Please stop looking for jobs. Create it for yourself. Okay, and stop waking up at 6 a.m. to come back at 5. No, create something and just build the Africa and enjoy your time and your family. So I want to thank all of us. It has been this kind of communication and this kind of platform and this kind of days and this kind of activities that I've been so happy the whole day. I could not wait to launch this platform. I could not wait to have you here, Dr. Tata. So one last word before we send you to bed, because we in Europe, it's been Friday.
Yeah, of course, it's an honor for me to have this, or to always have this opportunity to share one or two things with my fellow brothers and sisters in Africa. It's actually a great thing. I've been learning all along, and I really pray that this should result in some behavioral change, some mindset shifting, so that Africans can begin to actually take responsibility and do things for themselves, because we have that possibility to do that. It is only by doing that that we can have lasting peace across Africa. You see, it is very easy for war to start a war or ignite a war in any African countries. Why? In any African country. Why? The reason is simple: because the African nations are very dependent. If you stop salaries for just a few months, it's going to have a huge ripple effect. If you just block certain money flows for just a few months, it's going to have a very huge ripple effect, and it's going to be easy. That's what was done to Cote d'Ivoire before it went into war. And it's been done in several African countries, and people are not realizing it. So one of the things that I really wish and hope that we get to is to be able to take advantage of our agriculture. Any nation, China is what it is today because of genetic engineering. Because China used to be, we all know it's not been long that China became what it is today. Because when genetic engineering was able to rescue and make available food in China, of course, the food in China is not the same food that we have in Africa. They are two different things. When they were able to at least get something they can call food, they were now able to put themselves together and focus on that. Because any system can be rebooted with an efficient agricultural system. If we put, if many more Africans can invest in agriculture in Africa, especially organic agriculture, I'll repeat, organic agriculture in Africa, we are going to create a huge amount of value in a few years to come. And Africa will be what we really desire it to be. It's my wish, and it is what I try as much as possible to be a role model. That's the reason why I decided to start up with AfroBrains, so that Africans can also see that it's possible. Because when somebody wants to do something and that person sees another person that has been able to do that, then the person already knows it's possible. It's very encouraging. So I am wishing that Africans should be able to take this responsibility. The journey has been started by a lot of others. Let's roll on. For those who are interested in investing or partnering with AfroBrains, please just contact us. Go to our website, afrobrains.com. It's that easy. Contact us. AfroWorld. AfroBrains is on AfroWorld TV. Just go to AfroWorld TV platform, contact AfroBrains, and let's talk. Let's begin to initiate. Let's start small. We don't have to wait until we have billions to start a huge project. We can start with what we have and grow from there, because we need the products that we are producing. So thank you very much for having me. Whenever there is a possibility, whenever there's something to discuss about, whenever there's something new that comes up, I'll always try as much as possible to create time. It's usually not easy to create time, given the time zone in which I find myself. But I'll always try as much as create time so that I can also help to motivate young Africans. You know, back at the university in Ghana, as a lecturer at the university in Ghana, I have always been encouraging my students. I have always encouraged them. I've always told them, do not define who you are by the marks or the grades that lecturers give you. You are better than grades. You are better than what any other person would ever say you are. I always tell my students this, because they are. Because they are. And it's been a pleasure for me. I hope that today a couple of them probably will be listening to me. And I haven't changed that statement. I hold that statement. I maintain that statement. So they should continue to be who they are and never allow any other person to define who they are. Thank you so much. And I hope that next time we'll probably be talking on some other more exciting things. Or next time when we're coming, we'll be giving testimonies of how Africans in other countries have partnered with AfroBrains, and the AfroWorld platform is booming. People are making business. People are having products. AfroWorld, like I said, AfroBrains products are all on AfroWorld platform. So if you go there, you can always be able to see those products. You can always relate to them. You can always contact us. If you have any issues, contact us, please. Let's work together. This is a team. It's a teamwork. It's not just about me. It's not just about my team in the background. It's about all of us, the spirit of Ubuntu. You are because I am.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, you are because we are. And you just heard that. So good night to you out there, Dr. Tata. If you, or good morning. Oh, good morning.
Good morning, actually.
Yes. Okay. Our regards from this end. Wow. Thank you so much. Good. So we have heated, and yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it in a big style. So who is coming up tomorrow? Tomorrow is going to be a long day and a church program, and we're starting from 3 p.m. 3 p.m. should be 9 a.m. in the United States, and in the Caribbean should be 10 a.m. The program is long for tomorrow, as I can see here. Nasha is just dropping me something, but there, I think a couple of changes we ought to have had. our scholar Anthony Browder tomorrow, but he has shifted. On that note, we're going to have Dr. Wade Nobles. We're going to have Dr. Wade Nobles coming for the inauguration and also sharing this wonderful space with us tomorrow. But apart from him, we are going to have Professor Baina Bello. Professor Baina Bello, you all know this powerful queen in the Haiti. Yes. So she is really saying, I cannot miss this milestone. I have to be on the Pan Africa Daily TV again. But we're also going to have Michael Amaning and Aye Leonette. Oh my God. Aye Leonette and Gottfried Ayong. So we're having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guests tomorrow. 6. Wow. And we're starting in the afternoon at 3 p.m. in Europe, and that should be 5 p.m. in East Africa. It should be 9 a.m. like I said in the USA, and in the Caribbean is 10 a.m. so that we finish also early. Tomorrow is a Saturday, it's a long day. So yes, and then Sunday we're still gonna continue with DJ Sweet, as I said, and he's going to be a guest but also a DJ on the platform to inaugurate, and also with Patrick Kasserim. Patrick Kasserim is also coming up on Sunday, and a social media and volunteer and expert, and to tell us again more futures on the Pan-African Daily. And he's really going to focus on how to create your accounts, or how to create a blog, or which futures you've been having difficulties with. So we are going to do that on Sunday. And then, yes, the party continues, the show continues. It has come to stay, and it will continue. So we see ourselves tomorrow. Yes, as early as possible to finally unveil and cut the cake before Sunday. We dance and celebrate. That's the way we do it in Africa. That's the way we do it, Africans in the diaspora. That's the way we do it also here, everywhere the African people are. So like I said, event, save the date, Ghana 2021, November 22nd to the 5th of December. Start booking your ticket for the festival out there. And if any other events will be coming up, I will let you know. But this confirmation just came in this evening that the date is saved and the locations are reserved. So the flyers will be coming up as soon as possible for this event. But of course, on the 1st of March, we're also going to have a special event from the African Descent organization in the Canada, with 2 big professors, and they will be celebrating the Black History Month. But particularly, the topic is going to be about the decade for African descendants worldwide. And the topic would be creating media platforms that work in the interest of African descendants. So yes, keep in touch. We see ourselves tomorrow. Good night and good morning and good afternoon to you wherever you are. Bye-bye. We see us tomorrow.